Hi folks, well I threatened to do a bit of work on this guitar. Now it's a very cheap old guitar, well not old particularly but very cheap, and it's got a few anomalies, let's say, and I just use it for playing out in some open tunings, but the reason I use it for some open tunings is that it's not really well set up, and it rattles on some strings. These are quite light strings that are on it, but it's very rattly. I'll just try and give you an example. So what I'm going to do first to try and cure this is I'm going to raise this bridge a little bit, and I'll show you what I do, and I'll try and give you a comparison on sound. This is what it sounds like now. If I can find the plug. Now you might be able to hear this. This is tuned open G. You can hear that rattle there, and down here, catching on frets. It's not a very clean sound. But it's not clean, it's buzzing like crazy like. So it's got a few high frets and it's got another fret problem. But as I say, I'll show you in a bit, and I'll try and do some work on it and get it to sound better and show you the results and how I did it. So folks, here it is, the beast. As I said before, it's a very cheap guitar. I even paid too much for it myself, but it's a left-handed one and you don't find many, not that at the right price. But here's the fret anomaly that I mentioned. I didn't notice that when I bought it, to be honest, but then again I found a left-handed electric guitar. But anyway, that's on 18th fret. I could cure that, but what I'm going to try and do first is try and get it more playable. Now the bridge here, what I'm going to do is raise it slightly and basically give me a bit more action. The neck's pretty good with the as in straightness. There's always a slight dip here for playability, but this neck's pretty good. But if I have to, I'll loosen truss rod just to give it a bit more space, try and cut down on them rattles. Obviously it'll raise my action, but the action's I've got it quite low on this, so what I'll do is basically do that, and I'll show you and give it a tune and get results. I'll put the camera on so you can see what I'm doing. So basically all I'm going to do here is I'm going to loosen strings up, and so I can adjust this bridge. I hope you can see. I'll try and adjust camera a little bit better when I do bridge adjustment so you can see it, the entire thing. I'm just going to make these really loose. I don't have a winder, or do I have two? What we're saying about truss rod adjustment, if you loosen truss rod, neck will bend that way, and if you tighten it, it goes that way. Now if you change strings on a guitar, like from heavy to light, it'll adjust, it'll change your actual you play, it'll change straightness at neck slightly. And if you've got really close action, then what will happen is it'll catch if you go on lighter strings basically. So you could have to do an adjustment if you change your strings on some guitars. And if you tighten a truss rod to bring play down, then you've got to be very gentle really. You don't want to be breaking the truss rod, but basically your neck takes a bit more time to bend than steel. You'll bend it because your truss rod's a steel rod that comes through. As you tighten it up, your neck takes a lot more time to do its thing and stretch. So although this, if I've got to do anything with truss rod, it's going to be to loosen it. But first I'm going to try the easy fix. Basically I've got these two screws, and what I've got to do is loosen them slightly. What have I got? So I can see better. To be honest as well, bridge on this is very low. One of the things I were going to do is put a gold nut on this, but it's not that good a guitar that I want to spend time to do it. And all I'm trying to do is bring this up about 1 millimetre. I'm just looking at the height of the pickups. I might take it a bit more than 1 millimetre. These are really light strings that I've got on here. And as I said, they can rattle a bit, especially if you're doing different tunings where you're tuning down. Your strings are obviously not as tight, so it'll pick up it'll make some noise, or maybe catch if you've got high frets. Because as I say, this guitar's not a really nice one. So what I'll do is I'll tighten this up now, and I'll give it a go, give it a tune, test it, see what it sounds like, see if it's any better. As I said, I might end up bringing these up. In fact, yes, that's what I'm going to do now. Again, all I'm doing is loosening this screw. And you've got to bear in mind that you can't bring it up too close, otherwise you'll catch. Loosen it up, bringing these up a couple of 3 millimetres probably. And you can actually change modulation at guitar by putting it at a slant this way or that way, depending on pickups and stuff. You can change sound at guitar slightly. Obviously, because the closer your pickup is to your string, then it'll pick up more sound from that string. So say if it's really, I don't know, you want a more sparkly sound on high notes, then on high strings you can bring it up closer, or drop it away from your top strings, your bass strings. God, it's filthy. So I'm going to give it a tune and see what we can do now. So folks, I'm back. I've I raised the bridge, as you've seen, and I did lower it down a little bit again after retuning it and having to play around with it, because it's a bit of a, well, it's not that it's a miss, but if it's a guitar like this, then I sort of worked my way up and then went back down until I could get rid of buzzers. Just have to quick play with it, but you have to retune it and untune it. That's the problem. It takes a bit of time. It sounds better up there. No more rattle. Here, it rings. Sounds a lot better. So I'm quite pleased with that. And the intonation here on 12th is a little bit high. Now that's not hard to sort out. If you've got an adjustable bridge, like on an electric guitar, it's not hard to sort out. If you've got an adjustable bridge, you've got a little screw. Now if it's high, you want to shorten the string, so you're going to turn it so that it brings your adjustable bridge back this way slightly, and you can just keep testing it then on your 12th fret. And obviously if your intonation's low, then you want to go other way and lengthen string, and that'll sort it out. I mean, anybody who's, I don't know, if you've got a guitar that's never been set up or that you've bought second hand, then you don't know whether it's set up at all, you know what I mean? And you get them from shop and they sort of set up, because obviously I've altered bridge height as well, that affects intonation as well. But I'm quite pleased with that. Try and put a bit of gain on it, likes gain this. And less volume. And because I've brought the, excuse the noise, it's a bit crackly. It's got an earthing problem as well, did I mention that? But it'll play well with the, plays better with slide now. I mean, close to amp. I like making noise, but there you go, that's that sorted. Plays a lot better, and hope it were helpful to maybe to somebody who plays the guitar. Nice to be nice.